This is part 2 of a part 2 video. If you want to see part 1, please click the link down below in the description. Thank you. I needed tea and I needed sleep. It's definitely not a different day whatsoever. Spilt my tea everywhere. Just mop it up with my jumper. When we left off, Negaduck had just been arrested for breaking into the Mallard McQuack household. Let's continue on from that. Oh my god, tea everywhere, honestly. We cut back to the Mallard McQuack family in the Thunderquack. That was a disappointment. But no, when I saw my greatest villain crash through our home only to be saved by Quackworks talking trash cans, I figured, what's the point? I was more concerned with Goslin being in the safest school in St. Canard than punishing criminals. That was a disappointment. But no, when I was unable to stop my greatest villain from crashing through our home only to be saved by a bunch of talking trash cans, I figured, what's the point? Nothing was more important than protecting my family. I spent my savings on an upgraded security system. I put Goslin in the safest school in St. Canard. The tuition bills started piling up, and after Negaduck, well, being Darkwing Duck took on a new level of danger. When my shush stipend vanished, I took the job at Quackworks, and the job of being Drake Mallard took up the rest of my time. Fowl went broke after their war with Taurus Bulba, and with them gone, Shush closed up shop and took my monthly stipend with them. And with the crime bots cleaning up the city, being Darkwing Duck didn't seem so important anymore. Goslin's tuition bills started piling up, so I took the job at Quackworks, and soon enough, being Drake Mallard took up the rest of my time. I'm sorry, Dad, but I've been waiting 1.5 years to say this. Are you crazy? I'm sorry, Dad, but it's time for some tough love. Are you crazy? I'm not sure taking out the 1.5 years part was necessary, but you do you. You're right. Putting on this suit and being in this jet reminds me that St. Canard needs its protector. It needs to know what one ordinary, albeit genius and handsome citizen can do. This city needs Darkwing Duck. You're right. Putting on this suit, sitting in this cockpit with my family, it reminds me that St. Canard needs its protector. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the passive-aggressive note left on the employee break room refrigerator typed in Comic Sans. I am Darkwing Duck. Oh yeah. I'm glad you think so. There aren't really a lot of positions open for sidekicks / pilots. It's good to hear you say that, DW. There aren't exactly a lot of positions open for sidekicks / pilots. Then we cut back to the Fearsome 4. This panel has a lot of changes. Wow, Liquidator, I wish I could take out crime bots in one fell swoop like that. Oh, that? Just a little something I picked up back when I was Quackworks water supply. What do you say we do next, Mr. Banana Brain? We better skedaddle before more crime bots get here. I'm not putting on Mr. Banana Brain's voice. Ah, come on, we face worse than them. We were around for. Looks like crime bots don't function so well when their insides are filled with creeper vines. The Fearsome 4, when you absolutely have to destroy every crime bot in the room, except no substitutes. What do you say we do next, Mecha Mr. Banana Brain? How's about we find a worthy opponent? These crime bots are chumps. I wish you'd been around for the good old days, back when we used to face off with. Then the Thunderquack flies overhead. He's back, he's back, he's back. Released from the vaults for a limited time. Now it's really playtime. Where's he been? I bet he had a crappy office job all this time. He's back, he's back, he's back. Released from the vaults for a limited time. Now we're talking. Where's he been all this time? Some crummy office job, I'll bet. Yeah, because we can't let kids read the word crappy. Now I get to take it back. Now I get to take it back. It's playtime. Then we skip ahead quite a few pages with no changes. We cut ahead and Taurus Bulba has now revealed himself to be the CEO of Quackworks. But I'm glad to see that your circumstances forced you back into my world. Wait, I know him. It's Taurus Bulba, one of the big shot bad guys. I suppose I should be glad that circumstances have forced this little reunion. Wait, I know him. That's Taurus Bulba. He used to run crime in this city. I thought it would subconsciously satiate your ego to have your profile plastered all over the city as the Quackworks logo. A real big shot, the guy behind my outage as a supervillain. After all, what good is having all the power if you can't lord it over your enemies? Word is, he went to war with Foul for turning him into a cyborg, that it took everything they had to destroy him. Now he's back and he's the mastermind behind Quackworks. He's the one who got me sentenced to a boring desk job. Tell me if I sound stupid here. What does he mean, the Quackworks logo? Quackworks logo is just a cube that's like a cog, right? So I go back and try and find the logo. I'm not sure if he's talking to Darkwing or Quackerjack, but yeah, it's like a massive bill. I think I'd be offended. Well, no more, pal. I'm about to cut your power. Brought you here. Quackworks Satellite 1. High above the city, my immense power base in the sky. Well, no more, pal. I'm about to cut your power. Sparky, what are you? Welcome to Quackworks Satellite 1. High above St. Canard, my immense power base in the sky. And then they electrocute him. They all team up against him, and we cut to Darkwing. I wondered when you show up again, you overgrown Tinker Toy. You think you can rule St. Canard with an iron fist? I wondered when you'd show up again, you overgrown Tinker Toy. Well, I've got news for you. You've just been recalled. You think this city's most extraordinary residents would just lie down and take it? Too bad you never consulted me in the matter. You thought you could rule St. Canard with an iron fist, crush her spirit beneath conspiratorial corporate conformity. Not while Darkwing Duck is around. I was stuck behind a desk, filing papers, and trying to place the face of my cube mate when I should have been liberating the city's enslaved electric-powered denizens. I was locked away in a cubicle, filing papers on reducing corporate redundancy, writing memos detailing which papers I filed, filing those memos, then filing the detailed records of the memos I filed, when I should have been liberating the city's enslaved electric power citizens. Taurus Bulba gets fed up, and instead of roaring, he just then goes, enough. The fearsome four get transported somewhere through a trapdoor. Taurus Bulba keeps the Malad McQuack family, and he says, Darkwing Duck, however nostalgic this little reunion might be, I can't help but ask this question. Why return now, when I have made your beloved St. Canard the orderly, crime-free city you always strived for it to be? Darkwing Duck, as much as I'm enjoying this little reunion, I must know, why return now, when I have made your beloved St. Canard the orderly, crime-free city you always strived for it to be? You think I wanted this? You in charge with the crime bots as your personal army? You think I wanted this? Totalitarian rule with the crime bots as your personal army? The good citizens of St. Canard deserve to lead their own lives, not to be bossed around by a bunch of grimacing trash cans. You see, Bulba, we were doing just fine. The good citizens of St. Canard deserve to lead their own lives, not to be bossed around by a bunch of grimacing trash cans. You see, Bulba, I'll take a little street crime, even if we didn't always know it, over a criminal corporate robber baron any day. They knock Taurus Bulba out cold. This documentary starts about Taurus Bulba. Tuscanini Productions proudly presents Cyber Like Me, the Ballad of Taurus Bulba. Check it out, DW. Bulba had his own biopic going, and he accused me of being egotistical. Quiet, guys. Maybe it'll give us a clue how to dismantle Quackworks. Tuscanini Productions proudly presents Cyber Like Me, the Ballad of Taurus Bulba. Look, DW, Bulba had his own biopic made, and people say I'm egotistical. Seriously though, I want one. I agree with this change, but also how dare you silence Goslin Mallard. How dare. After an uncharacteristic mishap that destroyed his cyber body, Bulba found himself in a new state of mind. What is this? Taurus Bulba is no one's accessory. Enter inventor Gyro Gearloose. Bulba's war against Foul was a success, but not without great cost. His cyber body was destroyed, his consciousness seemingly gone with it, but Taurus Bulba was about to find himself in a new state of mind. What is this? Taurus Bulba is no one's accessory. Enter inventor Gyro Gearloose, but it would prove a minor setback for such a cunning genius. Bulba soon mastered his newfound existence as a consciousness that could travel through and possess electronics. Great googly gigawatts, TW. Complete physical destruction would prove a minor setback for such a cunning genius. Bulba had mastered his newfound existence as a consciousness that could travel through and possess electronics, a control so complete that he was able to reform his cyborg body. Great googly gigawatts, DW. Give me the code word. If not, I will have your friend here self-destruct. Give me the code word. I guess threats of having friends to self-destruct is a bit too much for the kiddies. I will take all your inventions, I will recreate my city with them, and I will find a lackey to wear your Gizmo duck suit until I can access it myself. Never. I'll change the code word by remote control if I must. You know what? I'll let you. Then I'll make sure I own everyone in that city and make everyone say every word until I find the right one, just to show you what power really is. I will not be stopped. I will take all your inventions. I will recreate my city with them. I will find a lackey to wear your Gizmo duck suit until I can access it myself. You're too late. While you were ranting, I changed the code words. I'll never let the suit fall into evil hands no matter the cost. Ha! I will own everyone in that city. I will make everyone say every word until I find the right one, and I will let you live to witness my triumph, to show you what power really is. We cut back to the Mallard McQuack family. So Quackworks taking over St. Canard was just a ruse to net Bulba the Gizmo duck suit, just to show he could. We've all been trapped in another man's game. Gee, I wonder what the new password is. Maybe something like Taurus Bulba's totally obsessed with the Gizmo duck suit, just like with my grandpa's invention. Total control over the entire city, and it's still not enough. Gee, I wonder what the new password is. Maybe something like the new password is Keen Gear. Kind of don't understand why Gyro changed it to Keen Gear. Is that like a combination of code words that he just thought nobody else would ever say ever? Like, that's a big coincidence if that's true. Taurus Bulba doesn't wake up, but he possesses one of his crime bots. I find it ironic that the little girl who has so often been a thorn in my side possesses the weapon I have worked so hard to attain. But seeing as you and your two dimwit protectors will be dead in a few moments, why dwell on such matters? Backwork Satellite 1, activate Plan Omega. Once again, little girl, you proved to be a thorn in my side, stealing away the weapon I have worked so hard to obtain. I hope you and your two dimwit protectors enjoy the moment, for the few moments you have left to live. Quackwork Satellite 1, activate Plan Omega. Oh no, we can't say the word dead. Enough games, I shall dissect you, open you up and pry inside until I have made you my slave. Bulba, stop falling around. You know there's one person above all you want to get your hands on. Enough games, I shall dissect you, open you up and pry inside until I've made you, and more importantly, that suit my slave. Not so fast, you bow-levating bovine bully. Of course, you just couldn't resist being your vainglorious and boisterous self even when your young friend was in trouble. Darkwing Duck, your vainglorious, boisterous ego just could not stand 1 minute of this not being about you, could it? I mean, unknown to Taurus Bulba, but, you know, you were threatening his daughter. My tea's gone kind of cold now. Darkwing shoots this kind of missile thing into the satellite. It pings back. hits the Taurus Bulba crime bot in the back. It sends them both flying out of the hole, and Taurus Bulba says, "You self-destructive idiot. I am the most dangerous man in St. Canard. I control everything. I was even able to dispose of your enemies more efficiently than you ever could." You sent them down to HR? Or does he mean like give them desk jobs? What do you possibly have that I don't? You grandstanding idiot. I am this city. I am unstoppable. I disposed of your enemies more efficiently than you ever could. What makes you think you could defeat me? What do you possibly have that I don't? Then a whole bunch of stuff happens. We go back down to St. Canard. We meet back up with Launchpad in the Thunderquack. To think, LP, that Taurus Bulba, once my craftiest and most cunning foe, was my boss for more than a year. And now look at him. It's almost eerie. What do you mean once? To think, LP, that Taurus Bulba, once my craftiest and most cunning foe, was my boss for more than a year. I know someone who isn't getting a world's best boss mug. What do you mean once? I made sure to fit the Quackworks building with nanotechnology I could control just in case I needed to destroy the city I recreated. Every brick of the Quackworks building is fitted with nanotechnology. Every inch of it is under my direct control. If I can't have this city, I'll scare it down to the bare bedrock upon which it stands. Gosmoduck comes flying back in. Nice landing, Gosmoduck. I learned from the best. It's so cool. The suit can override any of the crime bots. I'm hoping the same thing works on Bulba. Hey, nice entrance, Gosmoduck. I learned from the best. This suit is so cool. It can override the crime bots. I'm hoping the same thing works on Bulba. The Gizmoduck suit gets fried with electricity. Darkwing holds her in his arms. This can't happen. We can't let Bulba have this. It was you who inspired me to come back. You've always been the inspiration. Your courage, your honor, having you by my side made me unstoppable. This can't happen. We can't let Bulba have this. It was you who inspired me to come back. You've always been the inspiration. Your courage, your spirit, having you by my side made me unstoppable. First of all, the business of law enforcement is back in the hands of the people. We've seen what happens when you let reckless robotic roustabouts take over. No common sense and easily manipulated. We'll also be offering incentives to competing businesses to help wean St. Canard citizens back into working places other than Quackworks. First things first, law enforcement is back in the hands of the people. We've seen what happens when you let reckless robotic roustabouts take charge. No accountability and easily manipulated. Second, we offer incentives to competing businesses to help St. Canard citizens get back to working at places other than Quackworks. Second, criminals will have to do the time for their crimes. They won't find themselves sharing cubicles with the law-abiding citizens they take advantage of. Well, Mr. Banana Brain, Sparky back there might settle for prison as an alternative to his office job, but you and I were driven by ambition. Yeah, now that Bulba has his toys taken, keep it down, Quackerjack. Criminals will serve their time. No more hippie work furloughs sharing cubicles with law-abiding citizens. Don't worry, Mecha, Mr. Banana Brain. We won't be here long. I've got plans. Big plans. Yeah, and now that Bulba's had his toys taken away, we can keep it down, clown. The very last panel that got changed is, so as the new boss around here, I guess you've probably got to give Scrooge back the Gizmoduck suit, huh? Yeah, maybe. Although I know someone who might be able to hang on to it for a while. So as the new boss around here, I guess you've probably got to give Scrooge back the Gizmoduck suit, huh? You didn't mention it, so I could forget to mention it for a while. And that's it for the Duck Knight Returns. With the Duck Knight Returns, a lot of the changes are tiny changes. When it comes to bigger changes, those come way later on. But I don't think a lot of these changes were too bad, but I also don't think a lot of them were necessary. Like, a lot of it is just tweaking it, and I get it. I do the same to my own stories. I like going there and like edit them up a little bit. It's just one of those. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much, and I'm sorry that you're as obsessed with this stupid little family as I am, because why else would you make it this far? Seriously, Disney needs to do something with this family because they're sitting on a gold mine and they just don't realise it. For the next episode, we'll be focusing on Crisis on Infinite Darkwings, which is issues 5 to 8 of the Boom comics. Until then, have a good day. I've been Amy and we have been talking about Darkwing Duck. Thank you.